Aloha, I'm Representative Gil Keith-Agaran, and I'm running for re-election to the Central Maui House seat. I've been your representative now for 4 years, since 2009. I've I've served on all three of the major committees in the House: Finance, Consumer Protection, and Judiciary. And for the last 2 years, I've been the Judiciary Chair. I hope that you'll vote for me on August 11th. Besides just being in elective office, I think we all bring our life experience to whatever office we're holding. I've lived in Central Maui most of my life. After seeing America, working on Oahu, the easiest decision I ever made was to move back to Maui. I think I've used my experience as a lawyer and my insights that I gained over a decade of working for the state and county for the benefit of the community while serving in the State House. In 4 years, I've served on all the major committees, and I've chaired the Judiciary Committee for the last 2 years. A tough assignment because we handle a lot of the tough hot-button issues. But whatever position we hold, in the end, it needs to reflect and build our community. I voted in favor of kupuna care because I understand that home-based caregiving is important to long-term care on Maui. I passed the OHA settlement because I believe that you need to resolve long-standing disputes. It's simple justice. And knowing that Kahului is host to the major infrastructure that the entire county needs, I fought hard to make sure that we do the repair and maintenance and improvements to our harbors or airports, Maui College, our only acute care hospital, and especially for our schools. In fact, we included $500,000 this year to start planning and land acquisition for a new Central Maui Intermediate School. And this is all done in a 60-day session. We don't meet all year round, and we vote every day that I'm away on Oahu. So I hope that I think my experience shows that I've been on the job and I've been the state representative now for the last 4 years. Beyond trying to make sure that people have the opportunities to have good jobs, and especially good paying jobs, I think that housing is a big challenge for everybody, and it's a community problem. It starts with good planning and cooperation between the state and the county, and because infrastructure is going to be needed, the federal government, who funds a large portion of it. We can talk about reducing the regulatory burdens on home builders, but we have to balance changing state policies with local decision making and local decision makers. For example, we already have a state law that streamlines the process for county approval of affordable housing. But the county councils have repeatedly asked for more, not less, time to review projects and to have more discretion to impose conditions rather than waiving them. And you can't blame council members. For example, Kahului now has been in development for over half a century. My parents bought a new house in the 12th increment right across from the new Maui High School back in the 70s. Lono Avenue was freshly paved, and except for some patching, some raised sidewalks, it's never been repaved. In our community, we have sidewalks and curbs and gutters, drainage, and underground utilities. But other parts of Kahului were built at a different time with different subdivision standards. So we know that waiving urban infrastructure to help with the cost of development have consequences. We see the ponding when we see the big rains in Leak High School area. So you need some political will to move these projects forward. But maybe the best thing that we can do is make sure that state and county resources are used to provide the infrastructure and perhaps provide land so that the housing can be built a lot cheaper. No, that's a tough question. It's a $300 million project. It would be the largest optical solar telescope in the world. $80 million is promised in local construction along with 35 full-time jobs, and $2 million annually for Maui College and our students for internships and workforce training. They say $18 million to the Maui economy, and Haleakala beat out 70 other sites. So its supporters actually describe the potential of a marriage between Hawaiian culture and science. So conceptually it sounds great. Federal money, boost for construction, good paying jobs, the kind of jobs that we keep talking about in the knowledge industry. And that's only if you assume that the impacts, including the impact on the sacredness of the mountain, can be mitigated in some way. In the past, obviously at Science City, we've allowed a lot of construction without a management plan at the expense of the sacredness of the mountaintop. So unfortunately, in this instance, I think the supporters seem to have given a little bit of short shrift to the concerns about the mountain's sacredness and natural resource concerns. And apparently, if you believe some of the things that have been said about it, have been overzealous in trying to get the project approvals done. When it comes down to any project, the general public has to trust that decision makers are moving forward with a project like the telescope after having considered all the facts, the benefits and the impacts in a fair and unbiased process. So I'm concerned about any decision to move forward without making sure that there is broad public support in the community and without taking a real hard look at the cultural concerns. So it's now in court, and I think we'll see what happens. Generally, if these concerns can be mitigated, it's a good project for Maui. Aloha, I'm Representative Gil Keith-Agaran, and I'm running for re-election to the Central Maui House seat. Thank you for listening and watching, and you can reach us on Facebook, and you can email us at friendsofgilkeithagaran@gmail.com.